All right, so you may have seen the debates where Hillary Clinton pointed out that there is an architect that worked for Donald Trump and he got screwed and stiffed out of his money, and his business almost went belly up because Trump didn't pay him. Okay, so I go and I decide at the end of the debate I'm going to research this. And just out of curiosity, I want to know, well, what's the story? So I find the video and I find an article and an interview with the exact transcript from Forbes magazine, this Forbes magazine, and it's just showing this same architect, and it's true. The whole article is filled. And let me back up. Not the whole article. Most of the article, when you just scan through, is how Trump screwed him. However, there are two questions that Hillary didn't reveal, that the commercial doesn't reveal, that changes everything. And I'm going to read it for you. This is right out of the transcript. The interviewer from Forbes says, after hearing about all the money being screwed and the long story, the interviewer says to the guy, to the architect, "How much did Trump owe you at that point?" And the guy says, "It gets very complicated. I had been paid a considerable sum for what I had already done." What? The second I read this, I was like, oh, that's the whole big part that was missing from the commercial, from Hillary and everything. I had already been paid a considerable sum. Then he goes on to say how he expected to have to negotiate at the very end for the remaining amount. So even though they quoted the $140,000, he admits here, I did expect to have to negotiate. Alright, so we forgot to say that we had already been paid a considerable sum. So then later in the article, the interviewer says, because he can tell by the tone of the guy, that the guy doesn't seem to be totally mean towards Trump, like with total hatred, even though he's ripping him apart. So he asks this question. He says, how could you possibly have anything but ill feelings toward Donald Trump after he nearly destroyed your business? And the guy's response, he's been generous to me. That's what the architect said. And then he went on with some more information. Alright, so point here, Hillary put a spin, and maybe this guy doesn't like Donald Trump overall, but come on. Which is it, buddy? Which is it, Hillary? He got screwed, or he's been generous to me? And yes, it did come down from $140,000, and then it kept being negotiated down, but I had been paid a considerable sum for what I had already done. You know what? The fact checkers are not fact checking. And I'm going to tell you, this didn't take a lot of work to find. This is an exact transcript of the interview with Forbes magazine. So I don't know if Hillary's just lying or sneaky or, likes to make things seem worse. But the fact here is, Trump didn't stiff anybody.